Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mixed Mowers. In today's episode we're going to take a little look at a Qualcast 35S with a Kawasaki engine on it. I picked it up just the other day and I paid good money for it, but there's still room for wriggle room for making even more money on it when the machine is serviced and up and running, so that's good. The only issue is this machine was sold to me as the engine runs, but the cylinder and the drive does not. That doesn't work. But the engine does run. I have had it or seen it running, and it does run to a fashion. I think it needs a bit of a carburetor clean or a bit of a tune. It's not quite doing what it should be doing. But hopefully we can get this little machine to up and run, because with a Kawasaki engine they sell for really good money. The bloke said that all of a sudden the drive and the cylinder just stopped working. So I'm guessing maybe just a belt has come off or something on that line. We'll have a little look. So if this video is for you where your cylinder machine is not driving or not, the cylinder's not cutting in, this is a video for you. If this is the first time you're watching Mixed Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack your bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told one, done a video, or two, I'm on my Saturday night weekly live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out this this Qualcast cylinder lawnmower with a Kawasaki engine on it. Right, here it is, little Kawasaki, Qualcast 35S SK, I think it's called. This is the Suffolk Kawasaki. So it's got a Kawasaki engine on it, which is the sought after one, which is all good. It's got a little fuel tap here. The fuel tap's already turned on. Got to turn the machine on here, just there. Choke it. Is that on there? I have already had this machine running, as I say, when I picked it up, just to make sure the engine does run. So that's choke, bit of throttle. That's cool. That's why people like these machines. So off choke, no cylinder, no drive. It's not doing anything. So let's have a little look at it, see what we can do. Get up on the bench, have a little look. We'll have a side inspection off it first, see what's inside there, and then we'll go from there. Right, so up on the bench is the old Qualcast, I think it's a 35, yeah, it's a 35S. So it used to be called a 35SK because it had the Kawasaki engine on it. So these are the ones that are a bit more sought after than the others. Nice little machine. And they tend to sell quite well, no matter where you are. So what we've got is, we've got a situation with the engine runs to a fashion. It doesn't rev up and down as it should do. It's a bit of a fine tune, but we can sort that later on. But it's not driving and the cylinder is not moving, despite the fact the cylinder is free. So let's get a Allen key, and we'll have a side inspection cover off, which I've now just dropped that on the floor. Bear with. That's better. Not a very good start, Nick. So we'll have this off, which will then give us access to the side to see if it's just a belt slipped off or whatever. So took a bit of a chance on this, because I did get good money. I did pay good money for it, but they do sell for good money too, even on the newer builds, because they're nice and small. So we'll have the inspection cover off. There's 4 screws to undo, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, or bolts rather. The last one I had of these, it sold very, very quickly. And a bloke came from, I think it came from New Forest. Pick the other one up I had. There we go, all right. So nothing untoward initially. The cylinder belt is on. Drive belt's all on. There's nothing showing any signs. It does drive. It does drive. And the cylinder is free to move. So that's not the issue. So let's fire it back up again on the shed, on the bench, and just see what you want to be seeing is the engine running, and then this shaft here, this input shaft, that should turn all the time. Or the output shaft, sorry. So let's just fire the old girl back up again. Turn it on. I think it's that way. Let's give it a bit of revs. Pull the engine over. Bit of choke maybe. Okay, so as you can see, the output shaft is not spinning at all. So there's a problem between the engine and here. That's where the problem is. Let's turn that back off. Okay, so it's not a belt issue. It's an output shaft issue. Okay, so I need to get into here next. Right, got you mounted up on the top. So you've got a forwards view of the machine. What we got in there, let's have a little look. It's a bit dirty in there. Let's grab my old torch, which I've moved into that one there. Let's have a quick little look into here. See what we got. Little Phillips in there. Okay. Phillips screwdriver. Where are you, Philip? There's a Philip. So down in there's a little, just around the back here's a little tiny screw, in here. We're going to undo that. And just one screw holds that on. It's a bit of a tight access, to be fair. So you've got a screw there, a little flat-headed driver. All you want to do is there's a little tiny tab up here which holds that on. Get hold at the bottom, that's it, and then that will then lift out of place. There's your issue. So the issue is that the dog, this is like a dog clutch, okay? The clutch has slipped on the clutch itself, or the dog's has slipped off a clutch. So we'll fire the machine up just to confirm we have got an output, and if we have, then we'll put this this clutch back together. So let's turn it back on, give it another little pull, and what you're looking for is for this to spin and this not to spin. Yeah, look. So it's spinning, but this isn't. So that's the issue there. So that is all working. So that's good. Right, with that like that, all you've got to do, there should be 2 or 3 grub screws. That'd be a smaller size than that, it would be. Let's go down a size. I think that's the one maybe then. Oh my lord, smaller than that. Smaller than that, smaller than that. Oh, it's tiny. Tiny little thing. That's the one. Right. Undo that. Oh. There was no way that mate would have sold this to me knowing that the output shaft wasn't working. Or moved it. Oh, that one was loose, that one. That one was a bit loose. So undo those. Get a little soft blow hammer if you've got one. If not, use a big blow hammer, but I've got a new soft blow hammer. Line it up. Just tap it. Nearly there. That's it, it's all the way home. Then do them back up. That's a nice or easy fix. Now if your machine is still turning but you're getting this god awful noise when you engage either the drive or the cylinder, okay? if you're getting the same sort of issue, or if it's making this horrible noise, check this little tiny dog clutch out, because what sometimes happens is, let me snip them up right nice and tight. What sometimes happens is this clutch will come away ever so slightly, but it's just the teeth of this will be just striking this, and you get this god awful noise. So that could be the same issue if you've got something like that going on as well. I have had that before with older machines, where you're getting a large clattering noise, and people think their engine's a terminal, and in fact all it is that the dog clutch has just slipped back a little tiny bit. So check that out as well. I think I've actually done a video on that before. On I think that was on an Atco B17, I think it was, or B14, one or the other. So someone's been in here before, because you've got two holes here, so someone has been in. So that's not original. Bit of dirt in there, we'll have that out. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're now going to fire the machine up. So hopefully now what we're going to see is either all of this moving, and hopefully the cylinder and the drive now working. So let me just push it back a little tiny bit. I'll keep the camera rolling, so therefore you know I'm not cheating. Because some people think I do cheat from time to time. Let's leave the cover off for now, shall we? So let's just fire this little girl up. I want to be a bit more careful, because the drive may just kick in where someone might have adjusted it, so I want to hang on to the machine. So not too high revs initially. Let's turn that on. So I'll keep hold of the machine best I can, just in case it goes for a Burton. And I can turn it straight off. Okay, it's not going for a Burton, that's good. So now we have output, and the cylinder's working. The cable at the top end is looking at. Stop that running. There you go. If I now engage the cylinder, there, yeah, that cable's not running back, so that needs looking at. There's a bit of adjustment on the top end. We'll now check the drive. Tip the machine up onto the front roller. There's your drive. So that's all good. Yeah, lovely. So it's not revving up and down as well as it should do. It's not as responsive as it should be. It's running sweet though. So I think a throttle adjustment, and also adjustment on that cylinder. We'll sort that out. The blade looks okay. I won't know what it looks like until I actually get it out on the grass. But there is an issue with the cylinder. It's not pulling back as much as I would like. There's a bit of slack there to be had. So I need to get this cable off, run some oil down it. So it's going to be this one here, this bottom one. So there's a bit of slack in that cable. You see that? And that can be achieved by just pulling this one back. Just a touch. There's a bit too much slack there. But anyway, we have fixed it. That was cool. It didn't take long. There's no adjustment to be had on this idler pulley, this tensioner pulley, but there's plenty of slack there. Too much slack. And by taking that slack up, we'll get rid of that issue, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm going to put a bit of oil down here first. Just disconnect it, and then put some oil down it, and then I'm going to adjust this cylinder one so that when you disengage the handle, the cylinder stops. You don't want that cylinder running all the time. But a little simple fix there. Let me just do this cable, adjust that, and I'll come back to you. Right, to take this connection off, you have to undo this little tiny brass housing. That unscrews, by the looks of it. Like so. And then that'll then drop down, and then comes out of this little tiny housing just here, just sits in there by the looks of it. It's a bit fiddly, not a lot of room. Oh, there it goes. So now we can get some oil and grease down into there. which is the first thing I want to do. So let me get a bit of, I'll try WD-40 first, just to start it off. I don't think I'll get my cable oiler onto that. I don't think, so spray myself on the foot. So I might have to do him a little bag trick. Let's do him a little bag trick. It tends to work quite well in situations like this. Pair of scissors, should be in the top box. I've had a bit of a move about with stuff, so. Right, what I do with this bag trick is I just cut a little tiny section off, like so. I then open the bag up and then just feed all of that cable through. Like that. Give it a go. Oh, that's even sealed there, so I need to come to here with it. Into this one. Come on, baby. Right, in you go. Right, that's now in. That's it. So feed that into there. And then a bit of electrical tape or something similar. Whatever you've got to hand. That's it. Right, a bit of electrical tape. And then literally all you want to do is run that around here, like so, so we get no leakages, all the way down onto the cable, like so, and get your WD-40 and spray. So fill it up, plenty in there. And now, all that WD-40 in there, that will now start, if you hold it upright, it's going to be about there, it's going to hold on its own. That WD-40 will now start to dissipate down through the cable. Oh, that there. Give it a bit of a wiggle. See how it's going down already? I know I've spilt a little tiny bit, but not a lot. So that, I can see it all bubbling. So that's all going down into that nice cable now, which is where you want it. Yeah, it's taking it all. It's a bit like an enema for a lawnmower cable. That's what we're doing. We're doing a cable enema. So that's taking it all. We're nearly there. So all that lovely WD-40 is going in there. It's not coming down. I've spilt a little tiny bit, not a lot, but that's all gone into there now. So now we can now remove that. We're now happy. Take that all off. The cable's dry here, so I haven't just spilt it. It has gone down into the cable. Now we can remove all of that. Easy said than done. There it goes. Got a rag. So that oil is now running all the way down. Let's go on the other side. Have a little look. Yep, and we've actually got. Let me show you, just so prove I ain't lying. I'll spin this round. I spin you right round, baby, right round. We can now see down here. You can now see just here. Get ready for the drop. Boom, there you go. So that is now well oiled. Okay. Now we'll be doing the same to the other one. Also have noticed this cable here is being pinched. So that might be also a contributing factor to it. So that needs to be undone. Just spotted that as we go. Let me just loosen that off, because that's not right. It's not definitely not helping matters. Let me loosey-goosey that off. There it goes. Oh yeah, it's been a bit pinched. Look, it's been there a while, that has. So that's not helping matters. So I'm going to get a pair of pliers and just try and tighten that up as well. Let's tighten him all the way up. That's better. Yeah, that's not doing it no favours at all. So let's get a decent pair of using them plumber's mates. Just want to try and open that up. But that's definitely not going to be helping. Oh, see that move? See that move? That tension off of that? That definitely moved. I heard it. So that's good. So now I can now pull that. See that wheel? Can you see it down there? Are you seeing that? No, not quite. As I just undid that, untook the pressure off of that cable, this idler pulley has gone all the way back. So now, see how that's moving? That's me pulling the cable. It was like that, and when I just uncrimped that cable, the idler pulley has just shot back all on its own. So now I'm guessing, if I come back up to the top, 2 ticks. Right, so now we're back. As I say, now we've got, this cable has gone all the way back. It was slack before, and now it's gone all the way back. Look at the pressure we've got on there now. So now what we want to do is feed that little tiny cable into its housing, which is going to be a right fiddle of a job to do now, because it's under a spring pressure. This is a 4-person handy job. Come on. Come on, baby, that might be about. Oh, nearly had it. Right, there you go, got it there. So now, we're going to get that cable, open the cable up. I might have to slacken that pulley tensioner off. So I want to slip this into there. Let me get rid of that other handle, so it's out of the way. That's better. It gives a bit more freedom. Pull that cable out. Block him off, and now I should be able to get that, bring that bit down to there, and slip this one up in. There it goes. That's in. Bring that back round, and now I can now do this little brass bit up. That's a bit. That's adjustment to be had there as well. See if you need it, but the main adjustment comes off the bottom. So what's happening before was when you disengaged the cylinder, this armour part of the cable was hanging out. Okay. So now what we're looking for it to do is when I engage the cylinder and then drop the arm back, this black armature should stay where it is and not fall out of this little brass chute. So push the handle, red bit forward, engage the cylinder, that's now engaged, and then release it, and that should stay where it is, and it does. So that's good. The only thing I need to check now is that I might to adjust the other side, because when you engage this cylinder, which is now engaged, I can now turn the machine back around, and we want to see that pulley is now up against the belt, which it is. There it is there, down there, yeah, cool, lovely. Right, so now what we can do is we can now take the machine back outside, and we'll now give it a run, and I want to see the drive run, the drive work, and the cylinder cut in and out as it should do. It might have been a bit of fine tuning. After that, I'll do another video on it, which would be a full service. I've got the filter, spark plugs and whatever, and it may need a carburetor clean and tune yet, because it's not quite running as well as they do. They do run very well, these little machines. So meet you outside, 2 ticks, and we'll check this clutch and drive. Right. Hopefully we fix this little machine now. Let's see what we're doing. Bit of choke. Turn it on. Give it a pull. Right, so the cylinder's not working now to what we want. We don't want the cylinder to be cutting in whilst the machine's just idling, doing nothing for safety reasons. Full throttle. Yeah, it's not running as hard as it should do. Wants a bit more really. Drive first. Yeah, machine drives all on its own. Cylinder. There's the cylinder. Off cylinder. So now that's working as it should do. Cylinder and drive. Yeah, and it cuts as well. So good, yeah, happy. A little tiny fix just on the cable, bit of oil, but that never goes amiss. And it was just caught up in the arm. That's what it was. Yeah, well happy. So the next video on this will be a service. I've got to service it up because it's got a little tiny hump to it. It's not revving as high as it should. It should be about there. It's not doing any of that. And someone's actually adjusted the idle screw as well. And it's not idling, so it should be doing all of those things, and it's not doing it. So it'll be coming back on the bench anyway. But that's how you fix a no output drive and cylinder on a Qualcast 35S with a Kawasaki engine. Okay, so there's your little fix on your Qualcast 35 SK or S, which the K stands for Kawasaki. Runs okay, it's not running right, definitely not. It should be powering up a bit more than that, and it's got a little tiny bit of a hunt to it. It's not a big engine, not designed to be, but it's not running right, and I want to get it fully serviced, so that's cool. So the problem was, somewhere along the line he'd pinched the cable in the arm. That's what he'd done, number one, and the cable was being restricted going through the armour. And as soon as I put some oil down it, that definitely helped. But when I took the cable off and then give the armature a bit of a squeeze, just so it would go back to an oval shape, I heard the idler pulley go click, go all the way back. So that's exactly the problem there. So without the clutch going into the cogs as it should do on the output shaft, it was never going to run anyway. Maybe someone had been in there because that cable had been pinched, I'm not quite sure, but it's all pretty self-explanatory, and I'm super happy. So now that machine can go on now to have a full service. I might do a little video on that for you, because there's not a lot of videos on there on how to service them. And once it's been fully serviced, I might even take the engine off, spray the engine up, spray the old muffkin up, and all that sort of stuff. And so it looks super tidy. And when it's done, it should sell for really good money. I've also got some lapping paste as well, so I may get a bit of a back lap as well. Do a little video on that also. I'll see what it looks like. My grass is a little bit long or wet at the moment, so it's not an ideal time to test it, but I can test it via the bed knife and blade anyway. So super happy. If this is your first time you're watching Mixed Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack your bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told when I've done a video, or two, I'm on my Saturday night weekly live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. I look forward to the next episode of Mixed Mowers very soon, but until then, people, don't forget, much more importantly, take care easy.